Yo, what's up? What's up? Let's get right into it. I did not feel like waking up today, ain't gonna lie. I'm not even trading today. I'm not tried. I already made a decision. I'm not trading today, but a promise is a promise. I said if y'all get to 100 likes, I'll do this tomorrow, which is today. So here I am. Promise is a promise. But what I am doing today though is I'm just testing some stuff out, like just optimization type of stuff. I'm not really trading today at all, so I didn't really feel like waking up today either, but we are here. So let's get right into the economic calendar for the day and the earnings calendar. So take a look at earnings. Not a lot of stuff, honestly. Costco and Dell announced earnings after hours yesterday, and today there's really nothing. So that's pretty much it for the earnings calendar. Now the economic calendar for today, we have something at 9:45, PMI composite final, ISM services at 10, 12 o'clock someone speaks, and then 4:15 someone speaks. You guys saw how that happened yesterday. I don't know what happened at 2, I think it was like 2 o'clock, but this thing absolutely ran up for no reason. So it worked out in our favor. It was great yesterday. Yesterday was amazing. The morning was so frustrating, but we're going to get into that after all this news. Now, stocks to watch for today. Tesla, the electric car maker, shares fell nearly 5.9% on Thursday after their investor con. It rallied 1.2% pre-market today. Dell said its revenue for the last quarter dropped 11% from a year earlier, and its longtime CFO was departing. Dell stock fell 4.3%. Coinbase, the largest crypto exchange in the U.S., said it switched from Silvergate Capital to Signature Bank. Silvergate Capital took a hit. Its stock fell 4.6 pre-market for Coinbase, but Silvergate I saw took a hit. Tesla stock is more popular than ever among individual investors. Yeah, that thing was down to $100 a share. Chart in the market. We're looking at that. Must reads. Nope. Okay. The world economy is doing well. This is bad news for central bankers. Okay, we're not central bankers. What to watch for today? 9:45, 10 o'clock for management index. Rig count is out at 1 p.m. Eastern. Fed speakers at 11, 11:15, or 11:45. Someone at 3 o'clock. Someone at 4:15. Fed official says hotter data will warrant higher rates. And pulled back on purchases of apparel and electronics. We already saw that. We already know that. It came out like a month ago. I think that's everything. Number of the day. Number of ATMs in the US. I don't care about that. Alright. Went over everything. There's a bunch of irrelevant stuff. I only want to go over the stuff that really matters. So, taking a look at the watch list, we can see that we literally been back and forth on the video, right? We broke down under that 230 area. Literally, it was pre-market and after hours is when we broke under that. So we couldn't even trade that. But like we were watching yesterday, that 223 area is looking nice. That 220 area is looking nice, and that 240 area. All these levels are looking nice. Now, it would be very hard for it to get from 232, 233 to all the way up to 240 again like that. Like this was super strong, and it was not able to break out at 240. I mean, the chances of us really breaking out at 240 and the market continuing, it's low. But again, I'm not really trying to predict. It's all about reacting. If it gets there and breaks out, you'll play it. If not, then you don't play it. But that 223 to the downside, 220 to the downside looks good. and then we have that 240 to the upside. Now Tesla, let's take a look at a 1 hour time frame. You guys can see that, again, this thing has been beaten down, but this thing tried to come up. That 185 was huge. Like yesterday, it was like 300,000 shares huge at 185, which is the most that I've seen it in a while, besides that 200 break about I think it was a month ago. So that 185 I wrote down as a level, and then 183, 180. Upside, I want to see if we get a continuation. Like it reacted, that 196 reacted well, but the reason why I really do like this 196 is because we had this huge move to the upside pre-market, and we kind of stopped right near that 196. So if we are going to continue to the upside, right off that 196 is looking good just for a continuation of upside. And that 1 hour, it looks good for 196. Now, if it was just for that 1 hour and it was just for reactions, then I wouldn't have took it. But that 196 is looking good because it reacted there pre-market almost perfectly. So that's why I'm looking at that 196 to the upside. Downside, 185, 183, 180. From there, 210, honestly. It's probably like the only thing that I really like. After that is the upside. Maybe that 204 area, you guys can see like it's low-key been reactive. You guys can see right here. This is a reactor at 204, 204. Like 204 looks good as well. You could, I just really want to see, because listen, we came all the way down here. If we come all the way back up to 204, it's like, how much more room do we really have, right? How much more room do we really have? So if we get up to that 204 area, it's like kind of too late already to take a trade. But again, Tesla moves crazy, so who knows? This thing could just get to 204 out of nowhere. But I would say 204. Let's look at these reactions at 204. Like it doesn't look bad, but it is kind of far away. So like 204 reacted well right there. That looked good. Came down, came right back up. You gotta be careful about that 204 area, but we're playing it to the upside. See, like 204, it looks good. That 1 hour makes it look so much better. I would just be careful about this 204. Honestly, we're so far away from that we're not going to be able to even trade that today. And if we are, then this is way too far away. So honestly, probably I would just look for that 210. 204 looks iffy. It looks good on the 1 hour, but it's just iffy. And I'm not really trying to trade iffy. NQ, same levels as always. Still going to go over it. We came under our zone right here. Literally came under it, right back up. These buyers are relentless. They do not want to take this thing down. So we started coming up. We broke out of our zone, came right into our important key level, kind of rejected that, and now we're back above it. We have to be careful as there's a lot of resistance in this area. Now again, I can't play puts just yet. You know, this is where I'm looking to play puts, but you can't play puts just yet after a huge move like this. I want to see, and it's doing it right now, I want to see, number one, if we can get a little bit closer. But again, this is rejecting like this hump right here, right before this zone. But if we can get it just a little bit closer, I want to see if we can play rejection. Now, again, you're literally going against this whole thing, which is why I'm looking for that one test. And I want to see if this could retest maybe right here, and we can get some calls off of here. Ride this thing up to this area right here, and this makes a new high, but then rejects, and then that's when I'll be able to play puts. I want to see if we could test this important key level and then come up and still reject this area, but just a little bit higher, and then that's when I'm able to play puts. If not, and it breaks out of here, then if ES is setting up, then we'll be able to play calls. If it breaks out of this 12.156, as you guys see, it's been super reactive. But that's my plan for like NQ. Even though I'm not trading NQ, I'm trading ES, but I need to make sure that NQ is also going along with our plan. Like if NQ is bouncing off of here and I'm looking for calls on ES, then that's fine. But if NQ is literally bouncing off our important key level and I'm looking for puts on ES, I got to make sure that it does not keep bouncing off our important key level. And this is why I look at, you know, NQ as well. ES, again, this thing does not want to die. We came down literally to the previous low. Oh wait, never mind. We were already at this low. I think yesterday's low was right around here. Yeah, I think yesterday's low was right around here, and we came under that, and now we're bouncing off of around this middle area of our two zones. Now, obviously, this previous low day was not there, but we are kind of bouncing in between these two zones right here. We came under this, and now we're bouncing around that 39.30. So that's why I marked out previous low day is 39.31, and then we started coming up. We literally regained control. We started bouncing almost perfectly off our zone. Look at that. Right off our zone. We started coming up, and then previous high day was made right around that area. And now we're trying to hold this zone right here. And then now look, now we're right back above this previous high day, which is showing that it's pretty strong, honestly. Which is, it might suck today, which is why I'm not really trading anyway. But this hump area right here is probably going to show some resistance, which is perfect to formulate some trades, right? If there's a lot of resistance right here, right, and then we take a look at NQ, and we see NQ is starting to come up in this area, and we're starting to see some sort of rejections in this area, right? And it comes down to this important key level and comes back up and starts to reject this area right here again. So it come down to here, comes back up, retests this, and then it looks weak. And then I see ES coming up in this area right here, starts to come down, maybe retest this area right here with NQ retesting our important key level. And then ES comes back up and rejects this, right? And I see NQ also rejecting that area as well. That's when I'm going to be able to formulate a plan and be able to get puts if it's rejecting, or just a breakout with calls. Because if we break out of this area, we have room up into this area right here. It's not a lot, but it's still something, right? That 10-15%. And if this thing keeps going, then it keeps going all the way back above our zone right here. But this is looking pretty strong. You don't want to go against something that looks really strong. So you need to formulate a plan. This thing comes up, rejects this area, comes back down, maybe retests here, right? Get a little pullback. Now, the decision is going to be made when it comes back up and retests this area to see if it's still weak or if it's trying to break out. If it starts to reject and then we start to get under that previous high day, that's when I'll be looking for puts. And I got to make sure NQ is also rejecting that area that we just talked about for puts. Now, calls, again, this thing is looking pretty strong. So if you really wanted to, right, and like literally what we did yesterday, if NQ is bouncing off our important key level, right, this thing comes down because it's starting to reject this area right here. If this thing comes down and retests this area right here and it starts to bounce, and then we see ES starting to bounce off maybe our zone right here or maybe this area right here, that's when I'm going to be able to play some calls right off that important key level in NQ. And ES is also bouncing off of this area. That's when I'm going to be able to play calls. Or if it's bouncing off the bottom of this area right here, that's when I'm going to be able to play calls right into this area right here again to see if it's going to break out. And if not, that's when you're starting to really sell. And then you're fully out when your stop loss hits. Let's say you kept moving it up and your stop loss is like right here when it comes back up. And then you see it's kind of getting weak. Literally just reverse it. And that's essentially the game plan for today. I really want to see what happens. Now, again, we can keep going up, and then our new game plan is right around this area right here. The higher, the better. I want to see as close as we can to this, because then it's a higher probability with less risk. The higher it goes, the less risk is going to be, and the higher probability that we start to actually get a move in our direction. But as you guys can see, we literally go back and forth, broke under that, rejected that, try to break above, right back down. We didn't even try and test the zone, so I want to see what we do in this area, and then we can formulate the game plan off of that. And then snow level yesterday. Snow level yesterday absolutely printed, and I was so mad that I did not take this. It was literally off open. I looked back, and someone was like, yo, I just caught snow. I'm like, nice. Like, I didn't think it moved like that. I came back, literally, I was looking at 9:32, like 3 minutes into the market open. This thing absolutely dumped under that 139. I was like, wow. So that was our level yesterday. That was insane. I'm glad whoever caught that, but I did not catch that. It's crazy though. Such a nice move. But yesterday during like market, the morning area was so, like, I don't even know what it was. Honestly, like looking back, I mean, I guess you could formulate trades off of that, but it was just so choppy for me. Like it was just break even here, and then, you know, we call it like a 10% move, which was like nothing crazy, but it like nothing followed through. Because we literally got calls right around this area right here, right? And instantly we were up like 10%, and that was it. After that, it came back up, and that's when I started taking some more off because I saw we're rejecting our zone. But like the main move and the only good move about that was the first push, and that's it. So that's like, it just not following through. Wasn't aggressive enough yesterday. And it was like the market was waiting for something, and it was just so slow. Like this area right here, that 39.43 area was so reactive yesterday. That's what we had on our charts yesterday, right? This was so reactive, and I was looking to play this thing, right? It came down, rejected that, came back up, started to bounce off of that. Again, not a lot of follow through. Came right back down. Look, it literally tried to go under that. And then, like, what is that candle? It literally teleported. It came from here to here, opened down here, it came right back up, and then it dropped. I didn't catch it because how slow it looked here, and then out of nowhere, this thing just drops about 5, 6, 7 points. That's terrible. So it's like everything that was setting up looked so nice, and then it just didn't look good when I was about to execute it, and then it literally just, you know, pops back up and then dumps. Rejects that. That was a nice move, but like it's just, I don't know. It's just back and forth. Like it looks good now, but when you're actually like in the candle, like when you're actually seeing the candles move, it wasn't looking good at all. And then it just came up. You know, we called a nice move for a continuation. The first move and the only move, 10%. That's it. Like, and that was the best move of that move. And then we start to bounce off this 39.43. Again, this area was reactive. It was previous low day. Very reactive previous low day. You guys can see it literally keeps holding this area. Try to come under that. Someone probably got faked out, and then it came right back up. Broke above our zone, came right back down. Like every single move, from what it looks like, you only get like one move, and that was the most aggressive move. And then out of nowhere, this thing starts coming up. And people think that I caught this move. No. You would have to literally anticipate a higher day break or something to even get that move, right? Like once everyone found out about that move, it was either after this first candle printed and it was already too late and you're just gambling trying to chase this, or you found out after this whole move. And that's exactly what I found out. But there is no way you would have been able to get in after it's breaking, because again, it was just too fast, too quick. You would have had to anticipate the high day, and you would already had to be in a position in order to, you know, actually get in on these candles. So what I like to look for, and you guys seen, literally like FOMC is a perfect example. After a huge move to the upside, after like 2:30, after all the news and everything came out, and there's a nice move, usually it will start to go in the opposite direction as people are starting to take profits. If it was the upside or downside, people are going to start taking profits. Downside, people are going to start taking profits. And then I play the breakout. I remember it clearly. That 399, if you guys remember, during FOMC, literally caught a 40% trade in like 20 seconds. It was insane. But again, it's not gambling, right? We're not getting in on here. We're not getting on news or anything like that. We wait for after that and ride the momentum. We come down, people are taking profits, and then that's when we formulate a trade. Very high probability. We're not gambling. We're formulating the trade off of the news, right? So after it happens, come up. When it starts to show some strength, I literally got in at this top of the candle right there. This thing absolutely flew, right? My first sell, and I don't know how these contracts are moving so much. My first sell was 28%. My first sell. That was insane. Like, it felt like this morning or yesterday morning, the market was literally waiting for something. And then here we are. The market literally was waiting for this. It was so frustrating in the morning. So it's like out of nowhere, everyone was like, yo, what was that candle? What was that candle? So I hopped back on my charts. I wasn't even going to hop back on my charts. But everyone was like, yo, this thing is moving right now. I look back. I'm like, wow. So then I set alerts. I wanted to see if it come back up. When my alerts hit, that's when I got in. This thing flew 28% in literally a minute. And that was my first trim. And then this thing started coming up like crazy. Now, I literally only bought... So I bought SPY and SPX. I literally bought 2 contracts of SPX just to see the difference with the breakouts, right? Because, again, a lot of people trade SPX. A lot of people would be trading SPY. So I want to see if there's really a difference, right? Because I don't really like the spreads on SPX. So I bought, my position on SPY, and then I bought the 2 contracts on SPX. I sold 1 contract almost immediately after that push right there. Literally jumped up in price. And then I just left it, right? Like, I didn't really care. It was $1,100 per contract. I just left that thing. But I sold, so I was fully out on SPY. I'm trying to see the times. I think right around this area. Because after it came up, broke above that 39.75 and then came right back down. I think that's when I was fully out. Because it was like, my highest sell was like 90%. So I was like, all right, I'm getting, as soon as I see some sort of real pullback, that's when I was going to get out. I didn't really want to hold that. But with SPX, like I said, I bought 2 contracts, sold 1 on the push, and I just left 1. Now, it worked out amazingly because as you guys can see, we came down, came back up, came down. I literally had my stop loss to break even, and then it just came up, slowly came up. And then next thing you know, this thing is absolutely flying. Like, these contracts went from $1,100 to $3,300. My highest sell on SPX was $3,300, which is insane. Like, this is my highest percentage trade in I don't even know how long. It reminds me back in like 2021, because 2022 you're not really catching those besides like Tesla and Amazon. But for a SPY, dude, it was insane. This thing absolutely ran up. I don't know how, and you're probably not going to believe it unless you're in the chat and you saw it live. We literally sold the top of this. $339. You guys saw my fills and everything on YouTube, but in the Discord, you guys saw me say I'm fully out at $339. Like, it was insane. But you don't have to believe it. I don't really care. The Discord knows that it was crazy. So, and I literally didn't even. The only reason why I got out was because we had 1 pullback. Like, that was it. Because I was literally looking at the contracts, and I just put a mental trailing stop. I remember it was at 125%, and I said, all right, I'm just gonna put like a mental, like in my head, stop loss is under 100%. If we go back under 100%, I'm gonna get out. Next thing you know, 150, and then 200%. I'm like, this is insane. And then we start to get up to 220, right? And then we start to go down, and we're right at the 200%. That's when I fully sold. And I was like, all right, we went from 225 back down to 200, and that's literally where I sold. That was the only reason. This thing could have kept going up, but it's insane. So, I mean, I literally yesterday, I don't know. I'm just not trading today, but like, that is insane though. Like, actually, I didn't really expect that. And the crazy part about that is because the morning was frustrating. Like, the morning was stupid. So it's like I was just at a loss for words when yesterday was my best day of 2023, and it was my highest percentage in such a long time. I haven't hit 100% in a while, let alone 200%. So the fact that I was able to do that on a day like yesterday just proves it's like you have to not be, you can't get mad and you can't make dumb decisions, or else it will halt you from making best decisions later on. Like, if I'm stuck in the past, I'm like, yo, this morning was so choppy, this looks great, but I'm not going to trade it. and then I don't trade it because I'm so stuck on the past, then you're never going to progress in the future. If I was so stuck in the past, I would have never caught that, and I would never have made that video, and I would never, never be doing this. But if I kept forward thinking and I was like, yo, this is looking really good. I don't care what the morning did. This looks really good. Like, it's based off price action. I react to what I see. That's when we get in, and that's how you're able to do that. But again, so this move right here, I only bought the 2 contracts for SPX to see the difference with the breaks. Literally, SPY and SPX moved exactly the same. Like, exactly the same. And I think SPX lagged by like 3% or something like that. So SPY and SPX, it literally does not matter. If you want to trade SPY, trade SPY. If you want to trade SPX, trade SPX. I don't like the spreads on SPX, I'll trade SPY. Because either way, the contracts, if I had SPY contracts left, it would have been the same. It would have been that 215%. So it wouldn't really, it doesn't matter. Right, that's exactly why I bought those 2 contracts, just to see. It was like $1,100 each. I was like, all right, I don't really care. As long as I have my stops, this is looking good. I don't care. And this thing literally, it just kept going. Don't know how. But again, it's just reacting to price action. That's it. No predicting, just reacting. But yeah, yesterday was insane. I don't know how, but it was literally because of this. Literally, if this wasn't there and there wasn't any news or anything like that, we'd never caught that. The only difference would be commissions SPX compared to SPY. It's not really that big of a difference, and I think the commissions are just made up through the spreads. Like, the spreads are like 3%, right? So if there was a 3% difference, you're not paying 3% on commissions, right? So I just think it's literally either way. If you want to trade this or this, I don't think it really like makes a huge difference. And commission's not going to make a huge difference either because of the spreads. Like, I think the spreads make up for the lack of commission, but it's probably going to be around the same. Either way, you can't blame SPY or SPX for blowing up your account by not getting stopped out at where you're supposed to. So it's literally up to you what you want to trade, honestly. I mean, I guess like SPX is cool. Right, you only need a couple contracts and stuff like that, and commissions aren't going to be really there, but it will be made up through the spreads itself. There's no. If you don't have to buy as many contracts, which means you're not going to have to pay as much commission. So, it's like, I think 1 to 10 or something like that. You only need 1 SPX contract versus 10 SPY contracts. But once you start to really trade more, you can get those commissions lowered. A lot of people don't know that because they don't, obviously, why the broker is like publicly like, oh, yeah, just ask for a broker and ask for commissions to be lowered. No, they're going to want to get as much commission as possible. But if you trade enough, you can actually start to get your commission lowered. Like, I think it's, if you spend like $500 per month on commission or something, then you can get it lowered to like 50 cents. I think that's how it is. And it's like $100 to get it down to 60 cents. And then it's like, or maybe it's per volume. It might be per volume. Like if you trade 500 volume or something like that. There's a chart out there somewhere if you look it up. But you can ask your broker to lower your commissions. And if you meet the guidelines, they'll lower it. So definitely try that. But right now, NVIDIA, Tesla, and QES. Tesla. Only difference would be there's no or trade XSP instead of SPX or size down, fellas. Yeah. Are commissions really that expensive? It's not. It's really not. Honestly, like, commissions are about 1% of the move. Like, if you buy SPY contracts for $100, right, your commission's gonna be like $1, and that's like 1%. So it's really not gonna be anything crazy. You look back and you're like, wow, these commissions really be adding up, but it's like you can get them lower. Number one, number two, it doesn't really. You get great fills, right? That's the reason why you're paying for the commission. Don't think because there's no commission, that means it's good, right? It's literally made up with the spreads. Like Webull, for example, everyone loves a free commission. Free commission. There's no commission here. But it's just made up through the spreads. Like, I'll get filled at $100 a contract on TOS, and you'll get filled at 102 on Webull, and that's a $2 difference, which means that I just paid, let's say, the maximum. So it's 65 cents there, 65 cents back. That's 130. I just saved 70 cents by paying commission as well. Like, I got filled at $100, and you got filled at 102, and you're like, oh, I didn't have to pay commission, but I got a better fill than you. And in the middle of commission, I'm still about 70 cents per contract because I paid commission, where you're getting filled at 102. So people don't understand that that's literally how like these brokers make money. Like, if it's free, there's a reason why, and it'll be made up through the spreads and be made up through other ways. So if I want to get the best fills, I'll gladly pay commission, right? Thinkorswim, great commission. A lot of people, and this with anything in life, honestly, like not only commissions, but like with anything. Like, people think, oh, it's free, so it's like, it's great, it's good, it's better. Like, I don't have to pay for that. But it's like, you want to pay for commissions to get a better fill because these fills are terrible. Just because it's free does not mean it's good. Yeah, you're not going to pay commission, but you're also not going to get a good entry point either. So it's like, why wouldn't I want to pay 60 cents, right? There and back. Interactive Brokers, exactly. Great example. Interactive Brokers has amazing fills. You have to pay commissions there. I think they're like $1.30. But again, if you get like the best fills ever on the moves, even if it's by $1 or $2, it's already made up, right? Because the commissions are only $1 there, right? Or like, so there and back, it's like $1.30, $1.50. Let's round it up to $2, right? Let's say worst case scenario, $2. $2 difference, Webull would definitely make that up for themselves. Interactive Brokers will get filled at $1. Webull will get filled at 102, right? That little difference, your commission's already paid for when it gets up to that 102 versus you just getting filled now and Webull at 102. So it's like, people are so distracted by the free that they won't actually try and improve their trading. Like, if I can get filled faster than everyone else, I don't care how much I'm paying, as long as I'm making money on that, and as long as it's reasonable, like it's not something like $10 there and back, then I'm fine, right? But if it's free, you gotta be careful. And how do you think they make their money? If it's free, how do you think they make their money? They make their money through the spreads. The bid and ask. So Webull's getting filled first, and then you're getting filled. Is DAS better than Interactive Brokers? I like DAS. It's honestly up to you. DAS is more I would say it's more customizable. Honestly, I feel like DAS is more customizable. Their time of sales is amazing. Like, I know people that use Interactive and they also use DAS, right? Most people that use like Interactive and they use Thinkorswim, they have DAS. Now, some people don't execute on DAS, but they use like the time of sales on DAS because how clean it is. Lightspeed is about the best you can get. Lightspeed is great as well. Lightspeed, DAS, Thinkorswim fills, it's alright, but you won't notice a difference. Like, I thought Thinkorswim fills was amazing, and so I switched over to DAS, and now I'm like, bro, I click on it and I'm already in. So it's like, DAS, Interactive Brokers, like, but don't make an excuse thinking that it's your broker is the reason why you're blowing your account or the reason why you're hesitating or something. Like, no. If the broker is actually not filling in, then that's different. But a lot of people would make that as an excuse as why they're not profitable. And it's like, bro, I know people that are profitable on Robinhood. Like, it's just, don't make that an excuse. The broker will better your trading, but you have to be good at trading to better your trading in the first place. Like, you're just going to get filled faster and blow your account faster with better fills. So, when I click DAS hot buttons, it still buffers on TOS 1 to 2 seconds. Well, you'll hear it. It might be delayed or something, but It's not. Like when you get filled, when I click on the button, you'll be able to see your position pop up, and then you'll hear it on TOS. But it's because you're already filled. You're already filled. So unless it actually like you don't see the fill until 2 seconds later, then you probably should contact them and ask them how's your ping or how's your network to see if there's anything on their end about your computer. Trade OVA fills are fire. Trade OVA is for futures. Yeah. Lightspeed isn't really suitable for beginners as a minimum of 10K account balance. I didn't know that. I have to learn TOS more. I use Webull to trade, but now I understand why it's so slow. I don't know. For some reason, we always get into a lesson during these pre-market reviews. I don't like that wasn't a plan. I don't know why we started talking about fills and bid and ask, but do you have any experience with E-Trade? It's the only platform I've ever used. I don't have any experience with E-Trade, honestly. Webull, I don't really trade it. Like I never really traded on Robinhood, but like I know how to use Robinhood. DAS, of course, Thinkorswim. I know how to use interactive brokers, but I don't know about anything about E-Trade. I heard people that use it though. So, Lander, why don't you trade futures? I'll make more percentage off of options. Like, options, I mean, yeah, you could get a funded account and stuff like that, but I don't. It's just, I don't know. I don't really need to. But like options is I'll make more percentage off of options. It's proven as well. Like my boy trades futures and we both got in the same trade. I was way higher percentage. Don't change what's working. Yeah. A lot of people will start changing what's working. Like they'll see there's no hate or anything like that. Respect the guy. But when people watch someone else, like, for example, when Umar Ashraf switched to futures, do you know how many people switched to futures as well? Like actually, like, I'm not talking about Umar or anything like that. All love. I'm talking about the people that are switching their strategies because someone else just switched their strategy or something like that. Like, if something's working for you, a lot of people will make an excuse when, like, if it's not working for them. A lot of people will make an excuse saying, oh, you know, maybe I need to switch to this. Or maybe I need to switch to the strategy. Or maybe I need to switch and trade futures instead of options. And it's like, bro, if options aren't working for you, the strategy's not working for you, and then you keep switching a strategy, you're never going to learn the strategy because you're so back and forth. It's like you're trying to learn like different languages. You're trying to learn Chinese or you're trying to learn Spanish and French all at the same time. Like if you stuck with one thing, you would have been able to learn the language. But a lot of people, they keep switching back and forth. They're like, oh, I want to learn Chinese and I want to learn Spanish and I want to learn French. And it's like, bro, like stick with one thing that you see working, because a lot of people would start trading a strategy that just doesn't make sense, like EMA, crossover, VWAP, this, that, and this. Like, stick with something that actually works, and just stick with it. Like, who cares what they do? Maybe if you're already profitable and you want to excel, so let's say you're already profitable with equity, and you want to, I want to dabble in options, that's totally different. But you can't make an excuse to say, oh, I can't get this strategy down. Maybe options are for me. I'm going to switch to equity with this strategy. And then you switch and then this doesn't work. And then this doesn't work. By the time you learned all this stuff, you could have just stuck with that one first strategy and you would have been profitable. But a lot of people go back and forth. Like, I don't understand. Just stick with one thing that works. If it works, stick with it and just keep trying to improve on that strategy. But either way, it's like just do what you want to do, honestly. Like, block out all the noise. Who cares what someone else says? And just do what you think is best for you. Let's see. Robinhood people are like that was in elementary school. Robinhood was cool because of the user interface, but something that looks so nice. Like, listen, I ain't gonna lie, DAS looked so bad. It looked so old when I got into it, but it's like they don't really care about how it looks. All they care about is execution. All you should care about is execution. So I don't care how bad something looks, as long as I could use it. I don't care if it makes me look like a grandpa or nothing. The IRS is going to think differently, right? The IRS is going to get a fat paycheck, right? I'm going to get a fat paycheck from the market. Doesn't matter if what I'm using looks stupid and dumb and old and stuff like that. Like, it doesn't matter if it looks like from the 1900s. As long as it functions the way that I need it to be and it's great, the best things in life don't really have, a nice, attractive appearance, right? They have a nice personality, right? The personality is what makes these stuff really interesting, and this is why we use it. We don't use it because how cool it looks. Like, yeah, some of this stuff looks cool. You customize it a bit. I don't use DAS because of how well it looks. It looks disgusting. I don't really like how it looks, but I use it because of its personality. Its personality is amazing, right? You have to judge these brokers off of personality and not just their attraction. Now, a girlfriend is a totally different thing. I'll talk about straight brokers because that's what you're really going to use these brokers for. You're not going to use it for its person. You're not going to use it for it being attractive. You're going to use it for its personality. How quick can I get filled? How quick can I get in? This and that. Price always prints first, then indicators react. Indicators don't move price. Exactly. I want to figure out what's moving the price. No free DAS. DAS is $150 a month. I think they do have a trial, but yeah, after that, they're done. Anything you think is free, you'll be paying in the back end. Exactly. Same with interactive brokers. Yeah, interactive brokers looks like something from the Matrix. I love these pre-market lives. If you guys want me to go live on Monday, let's get this to 100 likes. Smash the like button for my boy. Yes, sir. It's like a well-built car. Exactly. Like, you get a nice, well-built... Like, it doesn't matter if it doesn't look like a Lamborghini. If it's a really nice, well-built car, you'll know it. But a lot of people won't. A lot of people would try and chase that Robin Hood. They'll try and chase that Lamborghini. But instead, you got something better inside the trunk. Do you have a setup video for TOS? I don't. I have a setup video for DAS. But because there's just so many setup videos on TOS. Like, there's just so many. Like, I'm just, like, adding to the masses. So, 30 of us from the Discord bought the $120 a month on DAS. Best offer out there. Do you know how much money I'm making DAS, dude? Like, we modernized DAS. DAS... I need a sponsorship. Let's get to 200 likes and you might trade today. No, that's crazy. Nah, I already made it. I'm not trading today. I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't even gonna do this watch list call, but since you guys got to 100 likes yesterday, I was like, bro, a promise is a promise. I had to hop on, but I'm not even trading today, but we are, I'm gonna like just mess around a little bit today. Like, just mess it around, because I'm building a few indicators that I need to work on. So, like this thing right here, bro, this thing is goated. I literally slapped this on every single time frame, and I just can see exactly where everything's going. Like, it's goated. We're giving them a $50K a year? No way. Is that the math of that? $120 a month. Times that by like 3,600. Times that by 12. Dang. That's crazy. How do you get that momentum indicator on the screen? This is all custom. Like, all my indicators are custom. The only indicators that I got on my chart is all custom. This is custom right here, and this is the only indicator. Why are you not trading today? Did you watch the video yesterday? Yesterday was the best day of 2023, so I literally just wanted to end the week off there. This week has been amazing, so I don't really want to ruin it on a Friday, and I'd rather use this day to experiment a little bit and just do a little stuff. Is that in TOS? Is that customizable in TOS? Like, I made this. Like, I coded this on TOS. And then I just added it to my chart. Like, in the Discord, I don't know if you're in there or not, but I shared the link of this and like a bunch of other indicators that I made on the Discord. And all you have to do is just add it. It's in the, I don't even know what I call it. Hold on. It's in the indicators tab. You might have to do these pre-market Johns. Yeah, I mean, I really haven't stopped. Honestly, I really haven't stopped. I literally started and never stopped. Like, I never took a break from doing these ever since I started doing these. So, it's been a grind, honestly. I really just didn't even want to do it today, but I had to come out. I had to pop out. Just curious, why not short off supply or long off demand? I don't really look at supply and demand. It's like the same thing with, like, I feel like I can get a better entry, like almost perfect entries off of my resistance and support areas. But, I mean, whatever works for you. But my levels, bro, are like spot on, and that's exactly what I like. Oh my gosh, the market is ripping right now. Well, I'm not just playing breakouts though. If you see my videos, I mean, yesterday might not be a good example of that, but if you see my videos, like yesterday, when we caught this upside move, we literally played the break under this zone. Like, we literally played the rejection of this zone yesterday. So this is not really supply and demand. This is support and resistance zones, like something that reacts. When it started rejecting this, since I literally want my levels perfect, when it starts rejecting it like that, that's when I know there's sellers there. I look at the book map, time of sales, all the good stuff. And then when it starts to come down, I play the breakout reversal, is what I like to call it. It's like the structure break right here. When it started coming under that and started showing some weakness, that's when I got into puts. And then that thing absolutely ran down. That's essentially what I'd be doing as well. I didn't really play breakouts this week, even though yesterday was not really a good example of me not playing breakouts. But honestly, I would say about 80% of my trades were reversals this week. Okay, cool. Indicators tab. Yeah. Highlander, can you please explain time of sales like bid and ask? I'm actually doing a boot camp next week in the Discord going over time of sales. I have to leave some stuff to the Discord. Like, y'all, I post too much stuff on YouTube. I post the recaps every day. I gotta leave stuff, like some stuff to the Discord. So I'm actually going over that in the Discord next week, boot camp week. Going over that. Boot camp weeks are literally a whole week of just everything. Time of sales, making our zones, the reactions, like all of this stuff. So Tesla incoming 196, no shot. It better not. Party mode, bro, to celebrate your gains yesterday. Bro, yeah, I was up late yesterday. That's why I don't know how I'm awake right now. But I literally didn't go to bed until like 2 o'clock in the morning yesterday. So, but I mean, I'm not really the type of guy to celebrate. I'm always the type of guy that's like, job's not done. Like, all right, what's the next one? Like, me taking off today is not me taking off today because I'm still like messing around with the markets. Like, when I was on vacation, I still just mess around with the markets. I literally went to LA like last year, and all I did, like in the mornings, I didn't even get to sleep in because you had to wake up extra early. So I think I woke up around, I think it was like 7 o'clock. So it was around like 10 o'clock our time over here. And it was like, bro, I'm still messing around with the market. Like, I just need to just fully get off the market someday as a rest day. But it's like, how can you though? It's like an addiction, but I don't know. Shouting market looks better in the 5 and 15 minute. Yeah, I look at all the time frames. Congrats on yesterday, by the way. Great video. It was sick. Yeah, I literally had to make a video yesterday. I was like, so I made the strategy video, and I wasn't really planning on making a recap. And then the market just blessed us, bro. It's crazy. What state you live in? Where you from? Yeah, federal now. Where do you think I'm from? Put it that way. Go to Hawaii? Bro, we probably go like what, 3? 3 o'clock in Hawaii? I could never. New York, I feel like. I'm from Hawaii? Oh, that's crazy. It's called loving what you do, and people go their whole lives not doing what they love as a career. You just full of advantage, opportunity, passion. I never really had a passion for anything, honestly. Like, when I first got into trading, I really never had a passion for stuff besides this. Like, it sounds weird and stuff like that, but it's like, it's so hard to find your passion, right? It is so hard to find your passion, but once you find it, though, it's just like you're never going anywhere else. So, Philly, I am pretty close to that. East to be this early. Here comes the personal questions. Oh, come on, don't be creepy. Yeah. I'm near Philly, and I'm near New York. In the middle of those. But, personal hat collection? How many hats I got? A lot. I got some over here. A lot of us would have given up. That's the thing. Like, imagine if I gave up. I wouldn't be doing this. Right? I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't be in this call right now. I wouldn't be making these live trades. I wouldn't be making these recaps. Like, the YouTube channel wouldn't just never exist if I gave up. Like, imagine if you never gave up. Like, you just don't give up. If you really see, like, the end of the tunnel, then don't give up. But trading is hard, though. I ain't gonna lie. Even right now, like, it is frustrating at times. So, but that's what's gonna make us stronger, right? Like, yesterday was literally a perfect example. It was slow, it was frustrating, but out of nowhere, the market got really nice, and then we took advantage of the market being really nice. And that just goes to show you how just never giving up. And, like, you never just leave. How many times do you want to give up? These people out there that are on podcasts and like, yo, I never wanted to give up. I was the type of person that I actually did want to give up. I wanted to give up a few times. Maybe not at first, but when I started blowing an account and then I blew another account, I was like, is this really worth it? Like, was it worth it? You know, that's what I was thinking about. I was like, I don't really know if this is worth it. Like, is this even possible? Like I actually wanted to give up. These other people, I don't know if they're capping or not, saying they never wanted to give up and they always saw the light at the end of the tunnel and this and that. But I don't know. I did, honestly. But I never gave up. But I always wanted to. It's like you're in the middle of a workout and you're like, bro, I really do not feel like doing this workout right now. But you just keep going for some reason. So, I mean, I guess it's just like the discipline or something. But I definitely did want to give up. Believe it or not. Were you ever in a trading Discord? Trading Discords were not around back then. When I first started, trading Discords were not around. If they were, it was by some penny stock gurus and people like some... I just don't trade that way. There was nothing like that back then. I was never like back in like 2018 area, 2019, like there was just no Discords like that. All we had was like YouTube videos, and honestly, you don't really learn a lot like back then. It's just I just experimented on my own. Like I just saw what was working, honestly. Which is why I'm like my strategy is so different. And I keep switching it up a little bit and like switching the approach because it's always just different. Like, it's not, oh, this is like this and this and this. Like, it's just a different approach to the market. 10 more likes. Yeah, you guys, about 10 more likes, and then I'll do this on Monday. Gotta go in about 5 minutes. Not gonna cap. When I first saw your thumbnail, it's like, everyone, like, I did this to myself because my thumbnails look like a Roblox character or something. It's like an icon now. Like, people aren't going to click the video if it's not there because they're like, oh, this is not Lander anymore. So it's like I kind of messed myself up doing that. I ain't going to lie, but I'm only taking 2 weeks. I've only taken 2 1-week breaks from trading in 4 years. Yeah. What year you start? When I say I started in 2016, people think that I went ham in 2016. Like, no, I started dabbling in 2016. Like, if you guys saw my Instagram, I think I literally posted like a week ago screenshots from 2016. Like, I literally just messed around in 2016. I really didn't take it seriously until like 3-4 years ago. But I'd started messing around in like 2016, and then the rest is history. But people think that I was like full monitors and this and dash trader 2016. Like, nah, I just started very lightly 2016, just messing around. How old am I? How old do I look? Yeah, but a lot of people are like, yo, you look mad young, and then they hear me talk and they're like, oh, okay. But people think that I don't know. They don't even think I know how to trade until I start talking about me trading, and they're like, oh, hold on. Hold on. 20? Yeah. I look 21, 22. Someone's capping. I look 14, 15, but I hold myself like I'm 20 or something like that, which I guess is good, but I don't know. Old enough to drink? Not yet. He looks 15, yeah. Some people have a knack for certain things. Yeah, 14, 16. Yeah, I'd probably look 15, honestly. I look young, yeah. Market living, breathing thing is never changing. It's always changing. The best attitude. Being able to adapt and to change, yeah. Yeah, you guys about 3 likes away, and I gotta leave in about 2 minutes. I do look young, though. I do. It's a good thing to look young. That's what people be telling me, but it's not really that good if you're on YouTube looking young like that. You'll be 70, look 40. If we all make it there. But ES is literally running right now. ES is running right now, which is perfect because like we said, I wanted to come up a little bit more on NQ. So hopefully, okay, perfect. This is exactly what we wanted then. Right into the zone. So now we can formulate our trades off of this zone. I'm so glad it didn't react here and it came up to our zone. Perfect. It's exactly what we're looking for. Yeah, so like if it comes up, starts to reject this, comes down and starts to bounce off of here again, and then it comes up and rejects this again, that's when you're going to be able to play puts. But this is way too strong to play puts off of that like that. And honestly, like the breakout's looking more likely because of how strong this thing is, but just about reacting to what you see. This thing is strong, but let's see what it does during market hours when market opens. If we all make it there, getting dark in here. Oh, I saw his face and I was like, yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, honestly, bro, if I went on a YouTube video and I saw this kid talking to me, I was like, there's no way he knows more than me. So that's just how I would think, though. If I watch my own YouTube videos, I'd be like, this man has no clue what he's talking about. And then I watch it and I'm like, oh shoot, low key, he's not wrong. So there's nothing I can do though. Yeah, literally, like, look at the reaction in this area. So nice. I'm 68. I respect you. Been trading for 40 years. That's awesome. 40 years is crazy. It's like double me. I've blown a couple accounts, and on my third now, from 3K to now 199. Thanks for speaking about quitting. I was there this week. Honestly, just try and start as small as you can. Like, figure it out, because a lot of people will start putting money into the market and just keep putting money and not learning anything. Like, learn the same lessons on a smaller account. And you have to really figure out what you're doing wrong. 3K down to 199. Definitely, like, try and figure out what you're doing wrong. But Size, 1000%. I saw some dude who has a multi-million-dollar business making rings from spoons, and he's like 16. Oh, I think I've seen that. Yeah, I think I've seen that one time. That's crazy. That's good for him though. Size, yeah, size will kill a trader. Risk management, stop loss, like everything's super important when it comes to trading. It's not just one thing. It's like it's like a puzzle piece. Like everything needs to align. And a lot of people will have great risk management and then they suck at position sizing, or they're great at position sizing and risk management, but they suck at their consistency. So it's like it's just never ending until you finally figure it out. But like, it's just when you're trading, it's just like it just seems like it's impossible. Like, bro, how is he making money? I'm not making money. Like, it just seems so hard. And it is at first, but once you really understand your mistakes, and like, let's say you're in a community or something, and you start to make mistakes, people will tell you that they also made those mistakes, and they'll tell you exactly how they're able to go through those mistakes. Like, if you suck at risk management, and someone in the chat's like, oh, yo, like, you know, that's exactly what I needed to work on, and this is what I did. This is why, like, trading by yourself, it's just going to be so much harder. Like, even if it's just with your mom or something, like, just trading with someone else and with a community or something like that will just help your trading if you're in, like, the right place. Some of these places out there, though, it's just nothing. But if you're in the right place, it would definitely help you. Even if you're not, like, in anywhere. Like, let's say you're trading with your friend or something like that. You two together, you guys will hold yourself accountable, and you guys will make yourselves better traders. Like, it's just trading by yourself though is very difficult. Like, really difficult. So I would just, if you're really struggling, maybe find a trading buddy, or maybe join some place that has a community of like-minded individuals or something like that. Just trading by yourself is gonna be hard. The market is literally rejecting our IQ zone right now. That's crazy. But I am about to go. You guys trade well. Today is Friday, so be careful. Everything expires today. 0DT on Tesla, Nvidia, SPY, SPX, as always. So, if you guys enjoyed this, make sure you guys like up this video and subscribe. And I'll see you guys Monday. Peace.